Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. Of course, there's a lot to cover in the Lowcountry today, so let's get started with our headlines. We have mentioned that the meeting was going to take place, and now it has, with Beaufort County Sheriff P.J. Tanner facing a room full of his constituents Tuesday at the Bluffton Public Library. He was there to explain his attempt to reestablish a 287G Immigration Task Force agreement with ICE that would allow at least one of his deputies to participate directly in enforcing immigration laws. He told the Island Packet that participating in the program would give the county access to federal databases and intelligence. Even without the status in the 287G program, the Beaufort County Jail has already participated in what are known as ICE holds that allow people to be taken into custody for 48 hours while their immigration status is checked. In May, 14 people were placed under ICE holds, and 6 were eventually released to ICE agents. 20 other counties in South Carolina are already part of the 287G program. Tanner and Jasper County Sheriff Chris Malfris have also joined 20 other Republican sheriffs in the state in endorsing Attorney General Alan Wilson for governor. In fact, every one of the sheriffs and likely primary opponent Nancy Mace's congressional district have already endorsed Wilson. Tanner says his endorsement stems from his support for President Trump, who is, quote, making America safe again and has no stronger partner in South Carolina than Alan Wilson, end quote. Lieutenant Governor Pam Evett and Spartanburg State Senator Josh Kimbrell have also entered the governor's race, with Congresspersons Mace and Ralph Norman expected to join the race later this summer. Beaufort County Sheriff's investigators are still looking into the shooting death of a 14-year-old over the weekend at the boy's St. Helena Island home. The boy's mother tried to get him to the hospital and was assisted along the way by deputies and emergency crews, but they could not revive him. The incident occurred on Capers Island Circle, where one .45 caliber bullet casing was found and multiple firearms were found on a bed. The Beaufort County coroner has not yet released the teenager's name. He's the youngest shooting victim in the county this year. South Carolina is joining the list of states who will allow your students to be taught this fall by someone without a teaching certificate. A 5-year pilot program passed unanimously in the state legislature will allow college graduates with a degree in the subject they're hired to teach and at least 5 years of relevant work experience into the classroom without a teaching credential. Stricter standards than many states that have adopted a similar program. Also, uncertified teachers must be enrolled in a certification program within 3 years if they want to stay in the classroom. Districts are allowed to employ up to 10% of their teachers through this program. Unfortunately, the new program will probably not solve the overall teacher shortage in South Carolina. And that State Inspector General's report we told you about last week has the State Department of Education pondering the complete takeover of the Jasper County schools. The state already controls the finances of the county and is evaluating the report to decide if it or the Jasper County School Board will hire the replacement of Superintendent Rochelle Anderson, who was fired in the spring with a severance of over $330,000. State Superintendent Ellen Weaver can declare an education state of emergency and dissolve the school board, which is currently conducting the search for a new superintendent through a Charlotte-based recruiting firm. Among the findings in the Inspector General's report was that Anderson never even established residency in the district. She forged an apartment lease, something that is the attention of the State Law Enforcement Division. Anderson also used district funds to relocate and get a mortgage near her actual home in Florence. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And after a quick break, we chat with Senator Tom Davis, so don't go away.